I'm just sharing the goals that I had for my last year of my 20s. And now I'm sharing like the review for like how far I've come and how much I've like made out of it so far. So I'm looking at my vision board right now, but I think I'll find a way to like have it on the screen somewhere. Yeah, let's get into it. I think of all the years that I've been doing vision boards, this year my vision board has had like the least amount of stuffs. I think before I usually keep like a lot of stuffs on my vision board. And I don't know, I'm not sure why, but it was also very overwhelming because then there was like a lot of things to do. And then everything needs like a certain level of actioning, strategy, money, obviously, time. And then you could only stretch yourself enough. So for that reason, I think like for most of the years that I've had vision board, in most cases, I would reach at the end of the year and there would be like a good number of stuffs that I hadn't attained. It was a bit like demotivating, to be honest. So when I was setting my vision board for this year, I was like, I want to be as realistic as possible, acknowledging my limits, acknowledging the fact that I have a full-time job, which means 40 to 45 hours in a week are not mine. Like I'm at employers and I'm doing like their job. So I can't devote myself to anything else during those hours. So with acknowledging those limits, then I had to make sure that all the goals that I'm setting are sort of like within my time space that I can accomplish. Also, I can sort of like integrate them in my daily life and the things that would actually give me joy and get me closer to where I want to be in life. So on my vision board, the first picture that I have is it just implemented. It was supposed to imply traveling, and yeah, I think so far I've already traveled a bit, and I'm still planning to travel again this December if God willing. So I think the travel thing I've accomplished, and I'm so proud of that because that requires like a lot of planning, a lot of like moving things around and a lot of like it just requires a lot of moving pieces and also it requires some money obviously, so you also have to like plan for that and budget for that because let's say if you're planning to travel a certain month, you need to start like cutting down your paycheck a lot of months before to make sure that you have enough savings to travel and stuff like that. So I'm proud to have traveled and to like still get room to travel. And then I had a goal to like work on my skin and like just be, because skin is always nice. I feel like skin is the one thing that if you master in your body, like you always look on point because like all of your body is just skin. So if you just like master having like a good skin, you could always look like you're tea. So I wanted to like work on my skin and I've been doing great on that. So I could say I'm accomplishing that as well. I wanted to work on my eating habits, like eat more vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, because I think last year I did a lot of takeouts and I don't like how they make me feel, honestly. And I don't, I feel like food is supposed to be an experience. Food is supposed to be pleasurable and it's supposed to make you feel good about yourself. And I don't like how I feel whenever I eat a lot of junks, whenever I eat a lot of takeouts. So it feels like I'm spending my money in a way that does not give me joy. So that's one thing I was not in line on. So one of my goals in a vision board was to like eat a bit more greens and fruits and vegetables. So just feel good about the food that I'm eating, to feel good about how I'm spending my money and stuff like that. And I'm on track for that. And then I have a picture of a passport with like stamps. It's funny because now I have this exactly photo. So I've accomplished this, and I'll just put the photo that I took somewhere in this screen, and I'm so proud to have that. I wanted to, so as part of being like Formula One fan, and Formula One merchandise is very expensive, but also it's very inaccessible, at least for where I live, which is Tanzania. So I wanted to like do some sort of like, you know how fans of any sport can do like some merchandise for themselves, you just design and like do stuff like that. So I wanted to do something like that for like Formula One's fancy, but I've never really gotten around to it because I don't know. So this is one thing that I've not done yet, and I'm really not in pressure to do it. So I'm not sure if I'll do it because I don't know. I just wanted to do the merchandise because I love like when I love having a merch when I'm watching the race, and I only have like one T-shirt, and Even that, I can wear that every day. So I was wishing to have like more Formula One merch, but then I've never gotten around to like make it. I don't know if I'll do it by the end of the year. And then I wanted to watch more sunsets and just be laid back and like enjoy my glasses of wine, which I think I've done now. I also had like a monetary goal, which I think I have achieved it. I would say I'm like 98%, which is solid because we still have some time to go. So proud for them. I wanted to be, this is very funny. I'm not sure what kind of relationship this is, but I wanted to be in a relationship, which I would say almost perfect. Because I have like a picture of a couple here, which I sort of like know briefly of their story and I love their story a bit. So it was more of like their like cutesy love story. And I think it's crazy because I think like earlier this year, I had like a romantic relationship, which it felt a bit more like a very cutesy relationship. And then guess what? I jeopardized the whole thing. So I'm not even sure if like this still applies, but I think it's sorry to say like I had attained it at some point. So I don't know. But yeah, that was also on my vision board. And then I had this saying, I think this was my saying for the year because every time I do like a vision board, I also like have a saying, sort of like a line that I sort of like live by in a way. And this year my word was, it's already yours. And this came from the thinking, I think I was having a conversation with someone and you're like, uh, we really don't acknowledge the power of a thought that comes to you because, you know, when a thought comes to you, does not mean it was delivered to everyone else at the same time, you know. Thoughts come to you because they're meant for you and because there's something in you that maybe wants that thing or maybe can achieve that thing. So by just you being able to imagine the ability to have a certain stuff, it means there is a power within you that can attain that. So just by having that thought, it means that thing is already yours. So yeah, that was my word for the year. Like it's already yours. Like whatever you want, whatever you wish, whatever you dream of, it's already yours. You just have to work and strategize your ways to like attain it.